Hey everyone, Super Andrew 64 here. Last month the company Hori announced they were going to create some GameCube style controllers for the Nintendo Switch. Now this is probably to coincide with the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate release. Now they're going to have a USB Type A on the back of them, so it's easy to plug them in. However, I noticed something, that the casing of this looks very, very familiar. Now Hori did release another GameCube style controller for the Wii U, and I happen to have it right here. So as you can see, it looks identical to the one that Hori is going to release for the Nintendo Switch. It looks just like a GameCube controller. However, you can use this one on the Nintendo Switch right now. You need something called the Mayflash Magic NS adapter, which this basically you can use any controller that's like USB with it. However, this controller isn't USB. You basically hook this up to a Wii remote, and then you can sync this wirelessly with this device here. So we can actually I can give you a little preview of how it's going to work on a Nintendo Switch. Now it has all the same buttons, except there's two buttons it doesn't, or maybe three buttons it doesn't have. It doesn't have a capture button. The analogs, the control sticks don't click in. So if you want to do a game where you're running like Wolfenstein or Fortnite, you won't be able to run. And also you notice that the ZR and ZL buttons are reversed. It doesn't really show up there. That's okay. So. And that's the way that the Switch recognizes it. So if you are shooting in Fortnite, instead of using these two buttons to shoot, you would shoot using these two, which is kind of awkward, but it works. So I'm gonna hook this up to the Nintendo Switch, and we're gonna have a little preview of it and see how it works. And also, there's no rumble in this or motion controls. So right here, I'm going to show you how to hook up the controller to the Nintendo Switch with the adapter here. So what you do is you click the button on the adapter and make sure you have it in red mode. So then the light's going to flash very, very quickly, and then you take your Wii remote and then you hit the red button and it should sync up. Yep, so as you can see, the first player button's on there, and now it's recognized as a USB controller. Just going to put that down right there. Yep, so see, the controller is functioning fully. Just going to go to System Settings and show you the different inputs. Just test controller buttons. So you see all the buttons are working just fine, like A, B, X, Y. The D-pad's fine. Shoulder buttons are fine. Everything's working good. Now, one thing to note, you cannot check the control stick calibration because you need to click on the control sticks, and these controllers don't have that feature. So right now I'm going to show you some gameplay. We're going to do Super Mario Odyssey first and just show the controller in action. So the controller is very responsive. And side note, I have still not completed Darker Side of the Moon, so I'm still trying to beat this. So if anyone has any tips in the comments, please let me know on how to beat this. Yeah, so everything's working fine. The jumping's working fine. The shoulder buttons are working fine. Now remember, the ZL and ZR and L and R buttons are reversed, so that took kind of getting used to, but it works fine. Like there's no issues here, no lag that I can see at least. Also, this controller doesn't have any motion controls, so for a game like Super Mario Odyssey, the motion controls are used quite a bit, but you can still get around without using them. Like, it's not a big deal. Yeah, so I'm just showing you the controller is fully functional here on the Nintendo Switch. Now we're going to try out one of my favorite games on the Nintendo Switch, and probably one of my favorite indie games is Rocket League. Now I had a bit more trouble trying to play this game because the shoulder buttons are used to accelerate and decelerate the car. Because the shoulder buttons on here are actually reversed with the ZL and ZR buttons, so I had to use a smaller button. It's kind of uncomfortable initially, and then also trying to figure out which button was jump because the A button on the GameCube controller is a lot bigger, so I had to figure out how to use that. But overall, it's still playable, and it just functions fully fine. Thanks for checking out my preview of the Hori Gamecube style controller. So this one right here, you can get it right now. You can get it on Amazon, eBay. I'll leave links in the description below if you're impatient and you don't want to wait for the real one to come. Also, I'll leave a link for the Magic NS adapter. Yeah, so my overall thoughts on this, it's very light. It's shaped like a GameCube controller. However, it's not the same size as a GameCube controller. You can see it's a bit bigger. You can tell by the D-pad size, because this D-pad's a lot smaller. A lot bigger. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see when Hori releases the one for the Nintendo Switch, and maybe I'll pick it up, but we'll see. So let me know what you think. Are you excited for this new controller? Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate if you share this video as well. Thanks everyone. Have a 1-up day. Thanks for checking out my video again. I really appreciate it. I'd also appreciate if you checked out my other videos. So this one right here is going to be one you may like, and this one up here is my most recent video. Thanks again, and have a 1-up day.